Luke got arrested today and it was for public urination.
It would have been funnier if I was taking a long way and then he was like, hey you, and then I was like, yeah, and he was like, you've made a big mistake.
So we just arrived in South Africa. We've got to make a big call about whether we go to Lubumbashi or Tunduma in the morning.
Our philosophy has always been not to plan our route too rigidly, and so the decision is made for us when we find a truck going north to Tanzania. We're a short way away from Lake Tanganyika now, and it's the last thing that actually stands between us and the unknown of the Congo.
So we've been having some story time and I've been saving this one. While we were in Sumbawanga, Tanzania, I was just walking down the street and this guy, he just called to me and invited me into his little pub for a drink. So I told him, I said, sorry, I don't have any money. And then he was like, no, I'll pay for it, don't worry. I'll treat you. So I thought, oh, this is weird. Anyway, we had a nice chat and stuff, and the whole time I was just like, there's some sort of hook here, you know. I don't know, but then eventually I just blew it off. And then as I was leaving, sure enough, he called me back. And he's like, listen, my friend. He's like, that lady that you're with. It's like, that lady that you're with. Can you organize me a date with her?
What did you get out of it?
I got a little rice cake thing.
Oh, well, I want some.
You do your job first, then you get your
Okay, take one.
Hi, my name's Jordan.
My name's Luke.
Donovan. I'm a filmmaker, environmental science student. I first heard about Mokele-Mbembe when I was about 10 years old. Got a very large body, neck like a diplodocus with a long tail. Most of the expeditions that have gone there haven't come back with anything solid. So yeah, it would just be the ultimate claim to find the thing.
We heard of this Don. He was sort of just gung-ho enough to do it.
It sounded wild, and these two dudes sounded crazy enough to pull it off. So I said, why not?
So the main person coming for Mokele-Mbembe to tell the one doctor, he say Mokele-Mbembe coming from the lake, from the Chad. Because in the Chad, you know, the desert of Sahara.
Yeah.
Yes, before is the lake.
Yeah.
And after that, the environment changed and arrived to the Ubangi River. And after Ubangi River, because Mokele-Mbembe wants to live in the quiet place and the deep place and close to the tree, and in that place we finding the place to go.
After leaving our home in South Africa, trekking through the heat of Botswana and Namibia, and then rushing through Zambia, Tanzania has been a welcome break. Now we're on our way to Lake Tanganyika, where we're hoping to find a boat that crosses into the DRC. Sumbawanga is the last main town before Lake Tanganyika, and no lifts seem to be leaving to the next stop, Kala. So we decide to take things into our own hands and hit the road.
It's an open back, eh? Oh.
We have a banana fed cooker.
How many white people have we had drive past us on this trip?
Every white person is...
We've got 100% fail rate with white lift. Just laughed at us. We're back on the road again. No one's picked us up. Feels like we're back in Botswana. Just walking along the road, walking and walking. Walk some more.
That's what we got to lift. Well, those might be stopping for us, eh? This ridiculously packed truck has stopped. We're hoping it's going to give us... It looks like they're stopping for a puncture, but rule number 2 is impose yourself. So hopefully this keenness will make them feel too bad to turn us down. Lake Tanganyika is littered with little fishing communities, usually no more than 100 people strong. We're staying with the Rasta Stephen, who says he can help us find a boat going across to Congo, and the main form of transport is little ferries that taxi people from village to village. We're so far off the beaten track that roads are nearly non-existent. Even though our desired entry point into the Congo, Kalemi, is just opposite us on the western banks of the lake, we can't find a boat, and so we're told to go to Kasanga, where there's a port that harbors ships transporting goods between Zambia, Tanzania, Burundi and the DRC. On a 2-hour taxi boat ride from Samasi to Kasanga. This is sort of our last village we stop at before going across to the DRC Congo, so I'd say we're a little bit nervous, but more than anything excited at the prospect of finally getting to our destination. And it's kind of like the only thing that stands between us is this kind of big mass of water, you know, that is Lake Tanganyika. And so we're flipping stoked, but it will be quite an epic voyage. I don't know, I think it's somewhere around like 300-400 kilometers on water, so we don't know what's on the other side even, so it's kind of all from here is very much the unknown and stuff, so it's quite an enthralling experience. We're trying to catch one of these sort of cargo boats, and these 2 boats here are from Burundi. They're going to Bujumbura, so it's not directly to the Congo, but Bujumbura is probably one of the closest places to get to the Congo, and it's high up. It would be a real help if we can catch one of these, so it's a little bit of sort of a fingers crossed kind of things, hoping that it all comes together. Good news, bad news.
So the road just doesn't budge, like.
It's because I started 50 and then he's like, no, he's like, it is impossible.
Is he saying 70 is okay?
70 is fine, yeah, but like 60 now.
But
700 plus 140.
20,000 about. But if you're going about 12.
Is about. Surely it's more than that, eh? No, yeah.
It's 2,000.
700 plus 140 is about 840 rand. Okay. Which 840 rand into 50.
You don't know, actually, I mean, we're trying to get to the Congo. You don't know if there's any small boats that go to Kalemi, eh? Yeah.
You have to take a car.
See what happened there, Jordan. Okay, we're recording now.
So our trip's taken a little bit of a turn for the worst.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, go.
So
Hold on 1 second, sorry.
So our trip's taken a little bit of a turn for the worst. Don ate something which was funny, so he's been on the toilet for the past 3 days. That's probably why the filming's so bad, because Luke's doing it. The mic.
Wait. There's something in my eye.
Are you sure the mic's on before I start?
Yeah. Hasn't been the most successful time in Kasanga. Failed boat attempt. Got taken in by immigration, I think, for looking like dodgy people around the harbour. Donovan was sick. Jordan's twisted an ankle. We missed our bus this morning. So it's been about a solid 2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's long, it's hot there.
All times.
Yeah, all the time. Unfortunately, there's no guidebook for hitching into the DRC. It's old school. We ask for directions, and when they fail, we simply have to turn around and ask someone else. It's another double back, as this time we're told the only point of departure for cargo ships is Kigoma, on the northern end of the lake. It's our 3rd attempt, but if successful, only a short hop across to Kalemi, and we're into the Congo jungle. So the other day we were on the bus, and this lady just gave me a chicken. I had to look after it on the whole way on the bus. And I don't know, something about having that chicken on my lap, I just kind of got quite attached to it. So we were just walking around the market in Kigoma, and I just saw this little fella sitting there in his cage. He just looked so delicious. So we bought him.
Haven't had meat for a while.
You think you can kill it?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh!
No, with the ships by the harbour.
To catch a ship from here, we're gonna get a ship from here to Congo. Transport in Africa normally leaves exactly on time. For like 12 hours late.
How long have we been waiting now?
Been waiting about 9 hours. So I think we got another 3 or 4 to go. We'll see, that's when they said it's going to be. But it keeps changing, so. We've finally delivered the bad news. There is in fact no boat that can take us to Kalemi. The only other route is further north into Burundi, a country we've heard stories about, most notably the current civil unrest that is taking place. We're being forced into a route that we never wanted to take, but right now, it's the only option we have.
The feeling we get on the streets of Burundi suggests that we shouldn't be here. Roads on maps don't seem to exist in real life. Because of the political trouble, they're either closed or left untraveled for safety. We're quickly realizing that our biggest fear of having to go to Goma seems inevitable, as we're being pushed further and further north, deep into rebel territory. We've just found out that the Cibitoke border has been closed due to recent rebel attacks, apparently linked to a potential coup that's stirring beneath the surface here in Burundi, and so we have no choice but to continue north into Rwanda.
It's so tired, I don't even know where are we? We're in Bujumbura, we're on our way to Rwanda and then Congo. We've just been walking around Bujumbura. There's a lot of police and soldiers everywhere, so initially when you get there it's kind of quite intimidating. I've just been speaking to some local people and things, and they sort of say that as long as you're not a part of that side of it, part of the rebel groups that are cruising around, then you're fairly safe. Just your biggest threat is sort of getting caught in crossfire. They say actually Bujumbura is very quiet at the moment. A whole lot of people have left, and then they sort of say that any day they could come back and there could be a bit of a civil war going on between them and the government. But yeah, it's a weird vibe.
Should we do the
Okay, I'm rolling.
So it's day 2 in Rwanda. Minus Robbie, he got stolen yesterday, which was a real bummer.
We actually got held up at the border.
And we had an absolute mission of getting the visas. We got kicked off our bus because obviously they couldn't wait for us. So
Robbie just cruised right on through.
yeah, he just stayed on the truck. It was quite hectic.
Smuggled in the boot.
Yeah. Now it's a little bit of a case of dealing with that sort of unluckiness.
First good night's sleep in about a week, thanks to no Robbie in the room.
Yeah, true.
So we actually woke up in a good mood.
Yeah,
even
the
though
Rob.
we're missing him a little bit.
Yeah, I missed the Rob.
Had no one to eat my peanuts with this morning. That's fine, it's worth it. Walking through Rwanda is beautiful but strangely eerie. Its tropical greenery feels like an oasis in contrast to Burundi, and it's as if we know that this is the calm before the storm. Despite the friendliness from officials, we're only given a 3-day transit visa, which means we have to rush through to the capital, Kigali. While we're getting caught up in the allure of Rwanda, the mystery of the DRC and Goma is already beckoning us forward.
Yeah, we're still in Rwanda, Kigali. It's really nice. Rwanda is interesting because, like, from media and stuff, you think it's really like poor and kind of underdeveloped and got a lot of like political and power problems, but it's actually really nice, really relaxed. People seem very educated, a lot of English speakers, and it's kind of like even the rural areas are highly developed, so it's really nice.
Feels like you're cruising around Lord of the Rings. Like the Shire. Well, I must say, I've never seen a place that's just so productive. Every house has got a little garden or something. And it's different here. They're growing like carrots and spinach, and it's more like veggie garden type stuff. Arrived at Rubavu in Rwanda. We're literally about 10 or 15 steps from the Congo border. It's quite an exciting feeling. We're just sitting in a restaurant. We're having possibly our last good meal for a while. The food in Rwanda is amazing, and we've got absolutely no idea what's on the Congo side. From what we heard, it's monkeys, bats, and lots of cassava, which none of us really like. So this is it. On and off.
Rwanda feels like a sanctuary in the middle of quite a volatile region in Africa. It's almost lulled us into a false sense of security as we now stand a couple meters away from Goma, dubbed the most dangerous city in the world. It's the capital of the infamous Kivu region, which has been plagued by rebel activity since armed conflict began in 2004. Leaving South Africa, this was the one place we promised we wouldn't go. but Africa, in all her splendor, has decided to take us on a journey we couldn't have thought up in our wildest dreams. The further we go, the more we realize there's no turning back, and after a month on the road, covering more than 6,000 kilometers and crossing 7 countries, we can only hope that all this has been enough prep for us as we tackle the rest of our adventure.
We just spent a night in Goma, just crossing over to the DRC, and it's honestly one of the most hectic places we've stayed in so far. It kind of just looks like an old war town, like all the buildings just have massive holes and they're burnt, and there's just police everywhere, police and military. The banks are even guarded by like 7 or 8 policemen, which is, you just don't have that in South Africa. So yeah, it's quite hectic. We're on our way to Kisangani now, and we've just been warned by the policemen and the local people here that there's rebels all over the roads we're going. So we kind of have to do a bit of a sneaky maneuver by, we have to ask the people at the bus station there to pick us up further along the road, because apparently the rebels operate from there, and they sort of phone people along the road to give them the number plate and things of your car. So we're about to head out now, and then it could be a couple of days on the road before we reach there.
We're slap bang in the middle of the Kivu region, set to travel up along the Rwanda and Ugandan borders, area infamous for rebel attacks.
Are those they rebels from Rwanda or they from Congo?
From Uganda. They kill and they run.
Leaving home, we were warned of the violence and war that plagues Central Africa, and this is something which becomes plainly apparent that night. We're just sleeping here at the hospital with the car we were traveling with rolled, and the people were quite seriously injured.
It really is the most hectic place I've ever been to.